don't want another pretty face. Oh, what a banger, man. Koff said that I need to start vlogging my outfits. I've got my Bonds black hoodie on, I've got my corduroys, my Doc Martens, and then I've also got my John Lennon glasses on today. So today is a big day, which is why I'm vlogging. So we've got a big guest on our podcast today. We're also going to our new studio, which is out in North Melbourne, the hippie suburbs. I'm going to show you guys the new podcast studio, which is really cool. And then I'm also out to PFC vintage soccer jersey store. I won't show you her because she's going to be naked. And yeah, they're giving me 3 tops to do giveaways for the booters. These tops are sick. They've got so many and they're going to give me 3. I'm going to show you guys what they are and then we're going to do the giveaway afterwards.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, radio needs to go off. That's the first damn thing of the day. No one should ever be listening to the radio ever again. Now, on to Google Maps for the morning. And yes, I said Google Maps, not Apple Maps. If you are still using Google Maps, bruh, your life is in tatters. I'm going to tell you a story in a second about this this map stuff. So, oh my gosh, 1 hour. Oh my gosh, 1 hour. But in terms of this story, Google Maps, Apple Maps. So last week, or maybe 3 weeks ago now, I was coaching at a school. Rock up to the school. Hi, yep, all good, sign in, do all the stuff. Where should we go? Oh, out on the oval. Yeah, cool, set up. I start setting up, right? I'm an hour early. By the way, this was the first time I filmed my first YouTube video. So I'm sitting in my car, I'm an hour early. I filmed my first YouTube video thinking, yeah, that's all good. I'm gonna be sweet. I walk in with half an hour to spare, start setting up. And now we're about 10 minutes till start time. I get a call from one of the other coaches saying, hey, Rashid, where are you? And I go, I'm here, I'm setting up. She goes, yeah, but I don't think, maybe I've got the wrong school. And as soon as she said that, I knew I was wrong. And I was like, damn, man, I've done it again. I'm on the freaking Apple Maps and Apple Maps has sent me somewhere else. I'll tell you another story. And yeah, that's what ended up happening. Then I was 10 minutes late. Second story. Did you guys know in Korea, South Korea, they actually don't even really use Google and they don't use maps. They use a thing called Naver. And I think the other thing was called like Kakao or something. Something like that. And Naver is the main travel app, right? Location app. But me, you know, stubborn, a bit frustrated at the fact that I got to download a new app. I use Google Maps. I try to use Google Maps. What ends up happening is, right, we've got a day off. Coaches and stuff say, all right, 2 days off, boys. Go have some, enjoy yourselves. So I get in my car and I go, all right, I'm going to drive out to Seoul. I'm going to buy myself a guitar. So I search up guitar stores, find this guitar store 2.5 hours away. I start driving. Already alarm bells should be going off in my head like, Rashid, 2.5 hours? Are you going to commit to 2.5 hours of driving on an app that you know doesn't really be updated as much as the main app of the country? But anyway, that's me, that's who I am. I start driving. I drive all the way 2.5 hours. I get to this shop. Guess what the shop is? They're selling fish tanks, bro. I have no idea how does it even, and by the way, this is before you say, oh yeah, maybe it used to be a guitar store or an instrument store and then they changed it to a fish tank store. I asked the guy who barely spoke any English, so I don't actually know if he even understood my question. But his answer was, no, we've been here for 20 years. So that's Google Maps. I mean, that's Google Maps in Korea and that's Apple Maps in Australia. Get off them, bro. Anyway, today's a big day. We got the podcast with a big guest. Gonna have some matters. That's a hint for you. And then what else is new in Australia? Man, my mum came around yesterday. She asked me about voting. Apparently voting is on soon in Australia. I don't even know that. I try to stay away from that stuff as much as possible because I think I don't know anything about politics and I don't understand when someone's lying to me or not. I'll tell you what actually happened there. There's kind of a logical reason to why I don't pay attention to politics anymore. So I actually used to be quite heavily into politics. I used to love reading and learning about politics and listening to people talk about, this is right, this is wrong, this is moral, this is not moral. And I kind of got, and I guess that's what my mum's side of the family is like. And I used to love those discussions. And probably got to the point where it's a bit obsessive, like trying to be a nice person and trying to be a good person it gets to the point where it can become like crippling to you and it's hard to do anything. It's hard to even allow yourself to be paid for work that you do. Trying to be a good person all the time is such a slippery slope, man. I spoke to a girl, one of my friends, she told me that she got to the point, she was a vegan, she got to the point where she couldn't even eat plants. Like she was struggling to eat plants because she realized that plants are a living thing as well and I'm damaging them. And it's just like, if you are obsessively trying to be a good person and a nice person and moral person and all this, like, man, you can really mess yourself up. Anyway, guys, that's enough for now. I'm gonna get to the studio soon. Well, not soon, 44 minutes, but I'm gonna listen to some music. So you guys just leave me alone for a second, would you? And that's Jesse McCartney, bro. So I'm here at the new studio. Here's the number 10. Oh my gosh, it's a great image. Paparazzi, paparazzi. Mr. Jerome Karloff has been found with 400 tons of marijuana in the backyard. How do you feel, Mr. Jerome Karloff?
Go f yourself. Oh yeah. See you.
Maybe to say that, right?
So we're about to podcast now. I'm gonna turn this camera off and I'll check back in with you after to go to PFC Vintage. Gav, there you go. Talk to the people, man.
All right. So we just finished off podcast with the big dog Bruno Funaroli. We drank a lot of mate, as you can see. We got the mate here. It was absolutely buzzing. Rashid's just dropping me off at my car because I was the only one that parked
In a primary school.
Here we are. Car's still here.
All right, peeps. Journey to PFC begins now. Okay, man, we just got here to Hallam PFC Vintage, and I'm gonna see what jerseys they have for us to do the giveaways. Again, if you are not signed up to the Booters Starting 1100 list, you need to go to Bootin About Instagram right now. So BOOTNABOUT, and fill out the form that's in the bio. There's a link there. Click that link. Fill out your information, and then that will mean you're in the Starting 1100 Booters. And then once you're in there, you can win one of these jerseys that we're going to collect today. But let's see which jerseys we get. Can you give us a quick rundown on the history of the store, how it started?
Yeah. So in 2019, I went to Japan with some mates. We followed Ange for a pre-season tour. They were playing Man City. Through that, we sort of like ground hopped a little bit and went to a vintage football store there that was probably half the size of this. And I was like, I love this stuff. Like, probably bring it back home. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah. From there, went from bedroom to office to garage to now shop. So
yeah, man.
It's pretty exciting and pretty gassed to have this.
Booters, we just finished up at PFC Vintage. We are giving away the craziest jerseys, but you've got to be part of the Starting 1100 to get them. Again, head to Bootin About, BOOTN About. You know how to spell about. Then, in the bio, click the link, sign the form to be a part of the Starting 1100. This is just the start of the perks that the Starting 1100 will get. We're just giving away. Yeah, you have one. We're like Oprah. But you've got to sign up to be in the running to take these home. Free of charge as well. So make sure you do that, or else you can't get them. Who else is giving away jerseys like this? No one.
All right, before you go, thank you for watching my channel. I know you're probably a Suited and Booted fan as well, but this is my channel, Lord Mahazi. I'm going to keep vlogging. It's mainly about my life, but obviously Suited and Booted has a big part in that. So if you want to keep seeing videos and vlogs of my day-to-day journey to become a content creator, like, comment, and subscribe. Most of all, subscribe, because that helps me grow. That's going to help me keep doing videos like this. I love you guys. See you at the next episode.